Hello, Sonder family. Welcome to the Friday evening coloring social. Can you guys hear me? I see Brenda said I hear it now. I hope you can hear me. It's good to see you. Okay, good. You guys can hear me. We were having a little trouble. I did play some intro music, but Bailey was unable to hear it. Sometimes our settings get kind of funny in our Eventbrite and all that stuff. So we'll cross our fingers that we'll have it. Thanks, Brenda. We'll hopefully be able to play music, and if not, we'll just figure something out. But let's get going with this evening. I'm so glad to welcome you. We've made it. We made it through the week. It's been a week. It's been a day. Just so glad that you are joining us today. You've carved out this time for your self-care practice. There is nothing better than just diving into your coloring page and letting your brain focus on that. It's just there's a lot of science behind that. So give yourself kudos for taking this time tonight. And I'm seeing, Brenda had a very hectic week. I'm glad that you're here then, because we're just going to chill out tonight. So make sure your chat is set to everyone. Now, a little bit of just a reminder that in the coloring social, we tend to not use that chat as heavily as we do when we are maybe setting up our journals and sharing maybe journal prompts. This is really a deep dive into chilling out and focusing on that paper. So, of course, you can keep an eye on the chat, but make sure that you are also that you're giving yourself that time for decompressing so that you can get the most benefit from your coloring practice this evening. So let's look at what we're going to do, what our evening's going to look like for tonight's time together. And you know that our theme is abundance this month. And we've really been doing some diving in and embracing what abundance means through different areas in our life. And so we're going to definitely do a quick abundance activity here tonight, and then we'll color, and we'll see about sharing. This event is sold out, so there's a ton of people here. Bailey and I were talking, we may just keep on coloring through the end, and then we will close. So I'm going to kick us off with our abundance activity. And I have a quote here from Dorothy Day. And Dorothy was a pretty cool gal. There's a book about her, and she became known for her social justice campaigns in defense of the poor and the forsaken and the hungry and the homeless. And she espoused nonviolence and just being a hospitable person and planting seeds along her life. And I found this quote that I loved, and it made me think of, our coloring pages filled with flowers this month. So I'm really leaning into the idea of abundance from seeds. And Dorothy says, we plant seeds that will flower as results in our lives. So best to remove the weeds of anger, avarice, envy, and doubt, that peace and abundance may manifest for all. So our abundance activity, I'm going to pose a question to you. So you might want to turn to a notes page or use that scratch section in the little weekly part of your journal, or maybe do what I did. I used the negative space that was in my coloring page, and I answered this prompt. What seeds do I want to plant in my life in order to manifest peace and abundance? And so I'm going to challenge you with that question. And I was going to show you, I actually put the quote on my coloring page, and then I put the seeds that I want to plant: love, adventure, kindness, hope, compassion, peace, laughter. You can kind of see those words peppered in amongst my flowers. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. If you'll respond to this question, and I'll come right back. And I'm going to cross my fingers that our music will play. And if not, we'll see what we can do to figure out what's going on. So take a little moment to answer this question. Oh, Melissa's asking, what's the question? It's right down there on the bottom. What seeds do you want to plant in your life in order to manifest peace and abundance?
So plant your roots straight and long, and temper them with prayer and song. Mother Earth can keep you strong if you give her love and care. Now the crow watching hungrily from his perch in yonder tree. In my garden I
righty. Thank you for your patience with the sound. I think it was Brenda who said just unmute. So I'm going to have to try to sit very quietly tonight because that seemed to do it. I need to recheck some settings and see what might be going on. So I appreciate um, I love Sonder Club because you guys are so chill about when we have to figure things out. So thank you for your patience. So before we get going, I would like to know who among us is here for the very first time. It just dropped like a little exclamation mark or a little wave. Stephanie, welcome, welcome. Oh, I'm so glad that you guys are here. Lots of first time colorers with us. That's super. Super welcome to our first time colorers. So I have pulled together, I've been seeing lots of questions. What is the first, the best tools to use? So you might want to grab your phone or do a quick screenshot, and these are the tools that have been recommended by our fellow Sonder Club members. And if you're kind of in the process of figuring out what works in your journal, that all of these come very highly recommended from Sonder Fam. So I pulled it all together to have it in one place. I thought that that would benefit you because we like to get serious about our coloring. So there's the colored pencils. There's a whole variety. I tend to use the Prismacolor if anybody wants to know, but I also have the off the counter, like the HEB grocery store special back to school pencils that I use. So really, it doesn't matter. I really try to always focus on my practice and the process of coloring rather than the end result, although we do like to see those pretty pages done. And then there are pens and markers. So you could grab that and you might find that handy as you work through journal prompts, doing your bingo boards or the fun things that show up like the abundance jar that we have this month. Again, just a fun little screenshot that you can do. And Melissa's just dropping in the chat. She loves the Paper Mate Ink Joy. And I added a couple more of these brands after the first social this month because some of you dropped in there what you guys like. So hopefully you'll find that information helpful. Now, let's get going into our coloring. If you're brand new, I would like to introduce just some ideas to frame out that page. If you have some maybe difficulties with hands or vision, this is a really great way to do your page. You can just divide it up into quadrants or stripes or just draw some big shapes and color in large blocks at a time, and then go back with those same colors and kind of highlight and darken in different areas so that you don't feel the pressure of all those little bitty bits and pieces that are on the page. So there's an example of what that would look like. And again, that sometimes my hands bother me. And so it's easier for me to do those larger sweeping coloring strokes. Now, this one I did, and I did several because I love to color. This one, basically, it's a lot of dashes and dots and just do the lines. And I did a close up so you could see. I didn't worry about getting in those little nooks and crannies. So there you go there. And then I'm actually the one that is in my journal. I thought I would try to do a black and white page this month. So there's some inspiration for you. Carolyn just dropped in the chat if anybody could mention maybe a good pencil sharpener. And I do have a tip. I use this is a dollar store, Dollar Tree. I think I got two of them for $1.25. But the difference that this idea made for me is you put your pencil in and you turn the sharpener, never your pencil. So that allowed me to use a cheaper pencil sharpener, and it did make a difference in the life of my pencils. So when you sharpen, you hold your pencil still and you turn your sharpener. So there's another little helpful hint for you. You're welcome, Bailey. Yeah, I was breaking all these leads and I looked, I came across it accidentally. I know that some folks like to just take a razor blade or a sharp blade and do gentle sweeps there. So there you go. And Phyllis dropped in some information. A bit Blick Art Supply has one just for colored pencils. So we've done some chatting. Here's some more pictures of from our Sonder Club members. The person that is coloring the picture on the left was actually going to do a color a day and just kind of track her month through her coloring page. So that's kind of a fun way to frame the page out. And then don't forget about that negative space. So you can see an example over there on the right, that background. We've always got that we can look at as well. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to sit very quietly so that I can make sure our music plays. And let's just dig in. Take a big old cleansing breath. Let your shoulders drop, kind of work out the week and just focus in on the process tonight. It doesn't matter what this looks like in the end result. No one's taking this up for a grade. This is about you carving out this time for your self-care. I'm just going to check in. I want to remind you to be sure that you are breathing. Sometimes when we start coloring, we tend to hold our breath, and I want you to get the most out of this meditative practice. So double check, make sure you're taking nice, slow, deep breaths. Make sure those shoulders are staying relaxed. In the chat, I saw lots of folks saying they were really glad to have this time of decompressing. We can kind of leave the week behind and jump into the weekend in a different frame of mind. This is a wonderful segue from the week to the weekend. And Brenda had mentioned that it's been a hot minute since she's been able to jump into the socials, and she was missing her Sonder family. So I'm so glad that you're here, Brenda, and everyone else. It's so good that we are gathered with one another this evening for our self-care. And it's just important to carve out a few minutes for yourself. So, um, good job, my friends. I'm going to play some more music. And if you have any other thoughts about how you're feeling or how you're attempting these pages, feel free to drop that in the chat. It's okay to color outside of the lines. Just make sure that you are focusing on yourself at this moment. um, to just color and dive into the music. So we've come to our end tonight. I'm going to ask you to please share with the Sonder Club. We would love to see your picture posted in Sonder Club. And I see Melissa just posted in the chat. So that's amazing. I know it's fast and furious. If you'd like to pop on camera, you can do so really quickly and you guys can kind of scroll up and down. It's so good to see you guys. The pages are getting filled, and that's a lovely thing to have at this time of the month. We always love to say, oh, I saw some rainbow stripes. That's awesome. Just, this is your page to dive into. And I know, Nona, you're a little bit late coming. I'm so sorry. We're glad you popped in to say hello, though. We got a good greeting from you. So, Sonder family, be sure it's so good to see those pages and post them in Sonder Club. We need a 2 hour social. Yeah, just music and coloring. That would be, put that in your feedback. So, I've got our whole screen right now has our QR codes. If you didn't know, these QR codes are also in your journal. So you can scan the QR code for referring a friend or also joining Sonder Club if you're not already part of Sonder Club. Tomorrow, I am going to be facilitator for the abundance journal prompts on page 14. So if you haven't tackled those pages yet, or that page, join me and we'll do it together. I always do so much better when I'm with you guys and I see feedback from folks and know how to answer those. So would love to see you guys tomorrow. And then I'm going to do a setup on Sunday evening. So you and I neglected to mention, I'm sure you saw her in our chat. Bailey was our co-facilitator tonight. She was working that chat and I got so flustered about the music. I forgot to tell you guys to give her a shout out. So she's been manning the chat and trying to help me figure out what was going on with the music and all that stuff. So cheers to my Bailey who came to us from Tennessee tonight. We'll be together again for the setup on Sunday evening. You guys, I am going to drop my playlist in the chat right now. There it is. And if you just need some chill music, feel free to jump on that. And you can listen to some fabulous music while you cook or read or clean. I hope that this has been the perfect segue into a wonderful weekend for you. You guys are planting seeds every day, and the Sonder family is filled with abundance because we have each other. I'll see you next time. Happy weekend, everybody. Feel the abundance.
You belong among the wildflowers. You belong on a boat out at sea. Sail away, kill off the hours. You belong somewhere you feel free. Sail away, go find a lover. Go away, some